Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing today? Chakras balanced, feeling good? Yes? Perfect. Okay, I've just started the recording. Give me 1 second. Okay. So today we're going to continue on our topic that's there. I hope you're also piling up your questions for Friday if there is any. Okay. And today we wish to talk about the different influences within our daily life that we have, which are affecting us constantly. When we speak of our aura, we speak about how easily it can get affected by small actions as well. Over the past 2 days, we've spoken about how when we have as much as somebody we are close to, somebody our auras are very open with, which is our family members, the people who we are close to, our friends as well at times. If they even walk into the room feeling a little tense, feeling a little worried, our aura can sense it. There are lots and lots of influences that are there constantly. Now, in a day and age where most of us are actually starting our day looking at our phone, and I'm guilty for the same thing as well, so I'm not going to deny that. Most of us begin our day, we might do our little prayer, take 5 minutes, but generally within the span of half an hour of our day beginning, we've begun to look at our phones, check what messages we may have got, anything we've missed. I know so many people who are used to, in the family as well, who are used to going to sleep watching the news or checking the news. So you have all your news apps on your phone. Initially, it was a start the day with the morning newspaper. Now it's become either your news apps that are there, your Times of India, your In Shorts, all those things, or you're ending the day with that. It's become such a habit where it's like, no, I need to know what's happening in the world. And how much of that news is actually filtered. We're looking at so many of the happenings that are happening in the world, which are actually heartbreaking. In times of COVID, we're constantly checking on the number of deaths that are happening. Of course, you're checking on the new policies that are there. But more than following about that, we're generally stressing about that. Oh, wow, there's this regulation now. I wonder what we're going to do now. I myself live in Hong Kong, where we've had a travel ban since over a year. Where if one person gets a case, the whole bill, anyone who's met them recently are all quarantined for 2 weeks, 3 weeks in government facilities. Yet instead of looking at, oh, okay, that's containing the number of cases, it's generally a panic situation. So today we want to talk about hypnosis in daily life. Why do I say hypnosis in daily life? Is for the simple reason that we literally are in a hypnotized state when we're watching the news, when we're looking at something consistently. Our mind is generally in a state of hypnosis. So if I've been focusing and concentrating on something for more than 3 minutes, more than 4 minutes, even if it's my favorite TV show, so I'm looking at it, I'm so interested, I'm so caught up in the plot of the show, what is happening, what's going to happen next. My mind has broken that filter between the conscious and subconscious mind and is in a trance, like in a hypnosis state. What does a hypnosis state also imply is that any messages I'm getting at that time, I'm likely to take them in a lot faster without having filters that will stop it. So if we understand very simply and think about it, why are prime time slots? So if you have 9 to 9:30, which is a prime time slot for a Star Plus or a ZTV, Why is that slot of advertisements sold for so much higher? Is because even if I keep the advertisement just on in the background between my show happening, even if I am talking to somebody during that time, even if I'm doing something else, my mind is still in such a receptive state at that point because I was watching with so much focus that it is likely to take in whatever conditioning was there. So I see an ad for Ariel, for instance. Now I might go to buy laundry detergent at the store, and there are 10 brands displayed across from me. There is no particular reason I might pick one or the other, but I might be likely to pick that Ariel and put it in. Why? Because somewhere my mind has taken in the message at a very subconscious level. Why do we say that? Okay, in the meditations, even if you feel like, I don't know if I heard it all, I don't know if I caught all the words, I might have drifted off. We know that your mind is in such a relaxed state. We know that your mind is in that focused state of hypnosis, so it's going to receive the message and allow the shifts anyway. So that's positively allowing those hypnosis states to happen. Okay, so this is something that happens in our daily lives where any advertisements we're seeing, any content that we are seeing, there are people who have messaged on the chat saying, I don't watch news at all. I mean, honestly, kudos to that. I stopped years back also because it was just a lot of, this one died, this one got raped, this happened, that happened. Now they've actually started a lot of positive news platforms as well, where they send you that information. I had a policy at that point that I know that anything that's relevant enough is something I'm going to get on my phone in a matter of minutes, is because it happens anyway, right? So there's blasts that will be on like social media and everywhere. So you're updated right then and there. Okay. But what we can do is we can actually begin starting a positivity chain. So many times we feel like, okay, am I updated or not? Start a positivity chain. We've begun over here already. We're connecting each day, talking about the different things that are relevant. You don't need to ban yourself from anything. All you got to do is take it in, see whether I'm feeding my mind with more positive than I am negative. All our illness, all our thoughts, a lot of our fears, some of our beliefs come from the regular influences we have. It's not just your social media and news. That is where we started today, because in these times, we're constantly being bombarded by information. But look at the circle around you as well. Look at whether you're cultivating people that have a growth mindset, that are talking about positive things, that are talking about the situations that are going on currently, but that are talking about how to tackle them rather than, oh, I feel so helpless. Oh, we're in such a horrible state. Because so your aura is also all around you, and these people are also all around you. And what you're going to constantly be around is eventually going to become your energy as well. That is not to say, okay, if I have a group of friends, let me suddenly go and find new friends. It is to say that if you are the positive shift, you start, you share, you tell them. So today morning, this is what we spoke about on our live channel. This is what we spoke about today morning. This is the meditation we did. Share with them some news that you have, which is proactive. Share with them these resources which are actually positive, which are going to generate more positivity. Even if it does nothing, so many times we stop ourselves from it thinking, I can tell my friends about this, I can tell people around me about this, but I don't think it's going to really change anything. So then why should I? When we discuss the negative that is there, does it change anything? No. When we discuss about the political system that is so pointless, are we going to be able to change it by discussing it? No. When we're discussing there are this many deaths today, can we change that situation by discussing it? No. But is there anything positive that's going to come out of it? Also, most likely, no. Simple filter. The conversation I'm going to have today, is there anything positive that could be generated out of it? Even if the chance is 1% that there could be something positive, let me indulge more in that than I am in regular banter. Tell people about the new concepts you're understanding with us every day. Share the link. Tell them this is what we spoke about today. Maybe one time, two times, three times it goes on deaf ears, but at least at a conscious, subconscious, whatever level that it has to register, what you have put out into the world is something positive. Okay, and the day that it has to make a difference, you won't even know. Suddenly, what happens is your aura becomes one that is of positivity, becomes one that is of faith. Why are we doing this long series on shifting your energies, looking at the different angles that COVID has affected us with? Is simply so that at a very subconscious level as well, we can shift our energies from fear to faith, where we know at a deeper level, where we know within our being that this is something that can be changed. I can tackle it with faith. The first thing that comes in our mind is faith. That, okay, this is something that can be tackled. It's not the end of the world. This is what I can do. I have this positivity within me. Let me bring that out. I have the people around me, the resources around me that can also help me should I need the help. That is the whole idea. I'm going to just read a few things around the chat. Yes, Mr. Manoj has said, and that's very true. We are in the theta frequency in the hypnosis state at least twice a day, which is when we're waking up or just about to drift off to sleep. We're in that state. So we are very receptive to what is happening around us as well. It's very correct. It's to say that, hypnosis doesn't mean that I'm going to, swing around a pendulum and put you in a hypnosis, but it's a natural state we experience at least twice a day. So how many more times is the question? Okay. Don't use your phone for an hour after you wake up is really incredible. We all need to take inspiration from that. Without news, do we pick up from collective consciousness? Yes, we do. Where do our fears come up? Where do a lot of the things that we are talking about come from? Collective consciousness. Have you experienced it before? Many of us might have, some people have now experienced COVID, or they've had COVID happen to people who are close to them. But before that also, you could confidently speak about what happens, how people feel. No, people feel very lonely during this. I'm telling you this happens. I am telling you this happens. How do you know? You know, because of the collective consciousness of people, because of what you've heard, because of what has become a belief now. And we speak about it so confidently, the opposite person might say, listen, I'm going through it, I know differently. But they're like, no, I'm telling you, you're an exception, but this happens. And they're like, okay, if you say so, then this happens. We pick up a lot of our energies from the collective consciousness, which is why the idea is let's shift the collective consciousness, you guys. Let's shift it so that we know at a very integral level that when our energies are balanced, when our auras are balanced, when we are centered within ourselves, and when we're investing within ourselves, when we're investing our time, our money, our resources towards something that's going to better our energies. And it's not only just about strengthening your energies, it's also about strengthening your knowledge about these things. Why are we talking about these things? A lot of people, there's some people who would say, okay, maybe let's just do a meditation every day. Why do we talk about it? Why do we give you all examples? Is for the simple reason that when you understand how it's happening in your daily life, it is something you can regulate. Consciously also, a shift is as important as it is subconsciously. That's going to be what makes it last. That you are the guys today that we're hoping to shift the collective consciousness with. And that's why we wanted to just wear this with pride. If you have this knowledge, if you have this information, talk about it with pride. Talk about it with as much conviction as you talk about the symptoms, as you talk about how people face, as you talk about politics, as you talk about economy. Tell people that we have these chakras, we have our auras, and it's so important to have it balanced. Tell people this is what I do to balance myself. Do you see how now whenever people do workouts, when a person does yoga, when they do a workout, it's something to talk about now. It wasn't years back. Now you'll see people on Instagram posting, the minute they've done a workout, the minute they've done this. Because you're proud to say that, see, this is what I'm doing. Today, a mom who does a workout also posts it as an inspiration to other people that even though I have these 100 responsibilities, I took out time for myself and did this. Today, when a business tycoon goes on a walk and it's covered in the news, why is that? When an actor does it, when a business tycoon does it, they're not doing something we don't know how to do, they're walking. It is to provide inspiration to people that a person who has such a busy schedule also removes time for their health. So, when we're going to flaunt our physical health and all that we do for our physical health, now's the time to start even flaunting what we're doing for our mental health. It couldn't be more vital than this. Your mental health affects your physical health. How you feel about yourself, how you feel about your day, how you feel about the thing, the people around you, the situation you are in. Do I feel helpless or do I feel empowered? Do I feel scared or do I feel like I have faith? Do I feel like, oh wow, maybe because of COVID, maybe because I was in a lockdown, I have started giving this time to myself every day. I have started doing yoga every day. I have started doing this morning peacock club every day, daily theta healing. Are we flaunting that? Now's the time to do it. So the minute you're going to do that, the minute you're going to be that shift, the collective consciousness is raising up. Tomorrow, I'm going to actually talk to all of you about how the Earth's collective consciousness also has been shifting. I'm going to give you very practical examples of what we've heard in our, ancient books, Vedas as well, that the times are going to shift. What other philosophies are talking about time shifting, consciousness shifting. I'm glad there was a collective consciousness question that came today, because tomorrow we're going to talk about how we're ushering into the golden age, whether we are feeling that or not, how that is actually happening, and how we are experiencing that, how we can be a part of that positive shift. And anytime there's a huge shift, it's a jolt. So, how can I make that jolt for me a pleasant one, a happy one? Okay, so we're going to be talking about that. I'm going to quickly read through and then not look at the chat again so that we can then do some downloads as well. So it doesn't mean the frequency is affected. Namita, it just means that you're in a hypnosis state. If you have a deeper question as well, I'll happily take it on Friday. It just means that our mind is in a very receptive state because it's still in a theta frequency a lot of times. WhatsApp, great, Manisha. Really, it does help your mental health when it's because WhatsApp gives you all the news you need. Get off groups that are just bombarding you with negative messages, guys, and filling up your phone space as well. See where you can start a chain of positivity. We'll share the links today again. Send it. I promise you, the illness levels of people around you, how many people are ill, how many people are feeling weak, they have a weak immunity, or they're feeling low, they're feeling worried, they're feeling consumed by fear. When you're going to start spreading positivity, we're not getting the time currently, but we're going to start that proactively as well, is sharing each day the meditation we're doing. That's why we started live streaming, and now we're going to start sharing it every day. Because when you're putting it on your WhatsApp status, you're not bothering somebody. You're sharing that link on your WhatsApp status and talking about what you understood today. Out of those 200 people who see your status just to kill time, maybe 2 will click that link. But in that moment, you've shifted 2 lives by doing nothing. In that moment, you've raised the vibration of 2 people. It's up to them to keep that vibration going, but at least you've made a push. So anything that's positive, anything that's something you believe in, if it's helping you, flaunt it. Flaunt it the way you flaunt other things that you are proud of within your life, whether it's something you've bought, whether it's something you've accomplished. Flaunt it. Shift the collective consciousness. Shift in collective consciousness is the need of the hour, and I'm sure it's happening. It is, Romika, and we're going to talk about it a lot more tomorrow. So when you're going to start doing this, when we're going to shift that, all our collective consciousness is shifting, the auras, our personal auras, the auras of the space that we're in, whether it's your house, whether it's your office space, that's also going to begin to shift, because the energy of a space, whether it's a house, whether it's an office, is determined by the energy of the people in it to a great extent. Of course, the place also has its own energy. But when, supposing I'm talking to my colleagues about something positive I'm doing, I'm sharing that with them, and their energies are also. What happens is our energies are so positive, automatically the place energy becomes more positive. I can generate more revenue. There's more peace at home. There's happier times. Suddenly, the time together is talking about something productive. You'll find that group of friends where instead of discussing the latest happenings, now you're discussing, oh, so what's new? And you're talking about the new knowledge you've acquired. You're inspired to get more knowledge. Okay. And illnesses, you will see the levels dropping. You will see the fear and worry levels dropping. Physical health, mental health, everything for yourself and around you also begins to shift and improve. Okay. Butterfly effect, absolutely. Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to do quickly now for everyone is do some downloads. I want all of you to also examine anytime that you are feeling overwhelmed frequently. Examine what's going on around you. Examine what are your daily influences. Take one day to take it slow, to notice how am I beginning my day? What am I doing? Am I constantly affected? What are the people I'm meeting today? And see what might be hindering you. If that is something you feel like cutting off from, whether it's a news channel that's very, very loud. India wants to know this happens. If it feels loud to you, shift. If it is something that you feel okay with, fine, watch it. Okay. If there are the people around you, see how I can cause a shift. These are people I live with. Then, okay, let me begin to be the shift. Okay. You can simply do that and shift the things that are around you. Examine what your receptors are and whether you wish to shift them. Okay. So I'm going to just do some quick downloads for everyone. Can I download for everyone that I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of what it feels like to be centered, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to be centered within my space, for me to be centered within the divine knowledge that I possess, that I allow myself to be connected at all times to the divinity that I am made of, that I know that I am a spark of the divine, and that I allow myself now to release any inhibitions that may have been holding me back as I reconnect to that divine spark within me. And I operate out of that divine spark with humility, with kindness, with compassion, without any ego getting in the way, that I allow myself to communicate through the divinity within me as well, to know and understand the communication as per the creator of all that is from the seventh plane. And that I know that when I communicate with kindness, with joy, with compassion, and being connected to the divine within me, that I it is automatically heard, that it is safe then to speak my truth now and always, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to stay very, very grounded to my roots, to my knowledge sources, to have gratitude for all the things that have helped me reach where I am today, to acknowledge my growth so far and to grow further. And to know that as I have acknowledgement and gratitude for my roots, that I allow myself to grow in joy, in abundance, in balance, and in happiness ahead. That I know and understand the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of positivity, of my consciousness and the cosmic consciousness. that I know what it feels like to be connected to the cosmic consciousness, and to know what it feels like to have balance within my consciousness and choose positivity, that I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to accept all that is happening around me, to be aware of that, to be in acknowledgement of that, and to still be able to choose positivity, to still be able to choose to still be able to choose faith over fear within my life, that I know what it feels like to do so for my daily life, knowing that I deserve the same, knowing that I choose the same, and that I allow this for myself now, that I allow myself to make this shift, knowing that it is easy, it is beautiful, and that it is possible for me to shift the collective consciousness. I allow myself to believe that I can shift the collective consciousness towards positivity, to know that I am empowered, to know that every single drop contributes to the ocean, and that I allow myself to be that drop of positivity, that drop of joy, that drop of faith, that I know the creator of all that is his definition and perspective of knowledge and wisdom. I know what it feels like, how to, when to, and that it is safe and possible for me to be a sponge to the positive knowledge and wisdom that can help my mental growth, my spiritual growth, my emotional growth. I allow myself to be open to that knowledge from all sources, and to be able to take in that knowledge, assimilate that knowledge, and be able to share that knowledge happily, positively, joyously, and with pride, that I know what it feels like to share my knowledge and the wisdom I may have gotten with my experiences, with the different things I expose myself to, that allow my knowledge to expand. I allow myself to be a person that can share that wisdom with joy, that can share that wisdom in a manner that it can be received by other people. I share the knowledge, the wisdom, and the positive resources I have to shift that collective consciousness around me, and to keep my aura and my consciousness constantly in a state of joy and happiness, knowing that it is possible to stay in that constant state of happiness and joy and acceptance, that I allow myself to acknowledge the divinity within me and to know that I can operate with it at all times. Can I download this for everyone that says yes, now or later, into every cell, atom, molecule of their body, every area of their life, all levels of their beliefs, in every language they may have ever known or understood, for their highest and best, and in their highest and best manner? Just say yes in your mind to receive the downloads. Just allow yourself to visualize a beautiful waterfall of golden light just going through your being, coming in from the universe, that allows all these downloads to be so beautifully integrated within your space, allowing yourself to feel the energy of these, feeling them within your being, align those, simply aligning your energies, balancing your chakras as we did yesterday as well, and beautifully healing your aura, making it radiate with joy and light. Feel that lightness, feel that joy, and most importantly, feel that empowerment as you choose to now be that receptor that actually gives out so much empowerment to their circle, that is a person that can share their knowledge with joy, with pride, and still with humility and kindness, feeling empowered at being able to do so, and at having the opportunity to learn something new every day, feeling gratitude within your being and all around you, feeling centered and grounded, Whenever you're ready, just allow yourself to open your eyes with a big, broad smile. So allow yourself to be the beginner of that butterfly effect that's also spreading that positivity. No action is too small, no sharing is too small. If we all think that way, we might allow ourselves to just stay right where we're at. Start where you're at. Share the things that give you joy. Don't, it's not a compulsion, but do it. You feel it, share it. Within a matter of no time, you will see how people suddenly look up to you for that positive inspiration. You've shifted something without even having to do all on something big. Just begin right where you're at. And I wish all of you an amazing day and look forward to speaking to you tomorrow. This is Richa Parekh, the co-founder of ThetaHealing, and we thank you from the team of Joining Hands and ThetaHealing, and we look forward to seeing all of you tomorrow. Yeah, so